हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू लर्निंग टेक्ला स्ट्रक्चर्स। पिछले सेशन में हमने देखा था यूजर इंटरफेस ऑफ टेक्ला स्ट्रक्चर, कौन सी जगह पे कौन सा फंक्शन है और उसको किस तरीके से यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं, उसको इन डेप्थ में भी हम अभी देखेंगे। अभी टेक्ला ट्रेनिंग की सीरीज को आगे बढ़ाते हुए फर्स्ट टॉपिक जो है हमारा वो है ग्रिड। क्योंकि किसी भी स्ट्रक्चर को हम स्टार्ट करेंगे, वेदर वो आरसीसी स्ट्रक्चर है कि स्टील स्ट्रक्चर है, हमारा जो फर्स्ट पॉइंट ऑफ टारगेट है दैट इज ग्रिड। क्योंकि ग्रिड से ही हम सब एलिमेंट्स मॉडल करेंगे और ग्रिड से ही सब एलिमेंट्स डिफाइन होंगे। सो दिस इज as per our general workflow, grid is the first main point of modeling in Tekla structure. अभी ग्रिड के बारे में हम इन डेप्थ इस सेशन में देखेंगे। सबसे पहले यहाँ पर अगर आप लिखोगे तो बाय डिफॉल्ट यहाँ पे मुझे ABCD 4 ग्रिड दिखाई देती है और 1 2 3 ग्रिड्स आर आल्सो अवेलेबल एट हियर। एंड यहाँ पे मेरे पास दो ऑप्शन है, दिस इज वेरी मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट। पहला ऑप्शन क्या है, सिलेक्ट ग्रिड, और दूसरा ऑप्शन क्या है, सिलेक्ट ग्रिड लाइन। ये दोनों ऑप्शन ग्रिड में बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है। सिलेक्ट ग्रिड यानी कि क्या हुआ कि इट विल बी सिलेक्ट एंटायर ग्रिड। देखो, सिलेक्ट ग्रिड ऑप्शन को मैं ऑन करूंगा और यहाँ पे माउस लेके उसके ऊपर अगर क्लिक करूंगा तो ये पूरा का पूरा ग्रिड मेरा सिलेक्ट हो जाएगा। यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो ABCD 1 2 3 सभी की सभी ग्रिड यहाँ पे सिलेक्ट हो गई है। लेकिन अगर मैं सिलेक्ट ग्रिड लाइन रखता हूँ और फिर मैं ग्रिड को सिलेक्ट करता हूँ, देन इट विल बी सिलेक्ट इंडिविजुअल ग्रिड। यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो ग्रिड सी, ग्रिड बी, ग्रिड डी, लाइक दैट। अब कौन सी जगह पे कौन सा ग्रिड, कौन सा सिलेक्शन यूज करना है, दैट वी विल सी इन वेरी डीप एट द टाइम ऑफ द मॉडलिंग एज वेल। मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम हमारा जो प्रेफरेंस रहता है दैट इज सिलेक्ट ग्रिड, बिकॉज select grid option will be allow you to modify the entire grid. Even though if you want to add the grid, if you want to remove the grid, if you want to add the label, if you want to add the elevation, everything will be possible by using the select entire grid. So most of the time we will use select grid option. एक और चीज आपको ध्यान में रखनी है दैट इज सिलेक्ट ऑल, और उसका शॉर्टकट क्या है, F2। यहाँ पे जैसे कि मैंने पिछले सेशन में बताया कि ये जो है वो हमारा सिलेक्शन स्विचेस है, जिससे हम सब एलिमेंट को सिलेक्शन ऑन ऑफ कर सकते हैं। तो यहाँ पे मान लो कि सिलेक्ट ऑल का ऑप्शन यहाँ पे मैंने डिसेबल कर दिया। नाउ आई वांट टू बी एबल टू सिलेक्ट एनी ग्रिड। अब मैं यहाँ पे किसी भी ग्रिड को सिलेक्ट नहीं कर सकता। क्यों? क्योंकि मेरा सिलेक्शन स्विच सब ऑफ है। तो कभी कभी आप प्रैक्टिस कर रहे होगे या तो फिर लर्निंग कर रहे होगे, आपने ऐसा फेस किया होगा कि भाई किसी भी एलिमेंट के ऊपर मैं माउस रख के क्लिक करता हूँ तो वो सिलेक्ट नहीं होता है। क्यों? क्योंकि आपका सिलेक्शन स्विच सब ऑफ है। तो सिलेक्शन एलिमेंट को ऑन ऑफ के लिए शॉर्टकट क्या है, F2। तो अगर मैं डायरेक्टली F2 प्रेस कर दूंगा तो आप देख सकते हो कि सभी स्विचेस मेरी ऑन हो गई है। अगेन प्रेस द F2, वो ऑफ हो गया है। अगेन प्रेस द F2, वो ऑन हो गया है। अभी चलो F2 से सब सिलेक्शन स्विचेस तो ऑन हो गया मॉडलिंग का, लेकिन ग्रिड जो है वो है एनोटेशन एलिमेंट, राइट। तो एनोटेशन एलिमेंट को कैसे ऑन ऑफ करेंगे, तो उसके ऊपर माउस रख के क्लिक करेंगे। तो यहाँ पे सिलेक्ट ग्रिड को ऑन ऑफ करने के लिए कोई शॉर्टकट नहीं है, बट यू कैन जस्ट मूव द माउस ओवर दैट आइकॉन एंड जस्ट क्लिक इट टू ऑन ऑफ द ग्रिड। एक और चीज आपको ध्यान में रखनी है कि यहाँ पे मेरे पास साइड में एक पेन है, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ साइड पेन, राइट। यहाँ पे मेरे पास लास्ट क्या है, एप्लीकेशन एंड कंपोनेंट, उसके ऊपर रेफरेंस मॉडल और उसके ऊपर प्रॉपर्टीज। ये प्रॉपर्टीज इंपॉर्टेंट है। अभी मान लो कि आपकी प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ है तो आप यहाँ पे जाके प्रॉपर्टीज को ऑन कर सकते हो। अभी प्रॉपर्टीज ऑन करने के बाद आप जो भी एलिमेंट सिलेक्ट करोगे इट विल बी शोज द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ दैट एलिमेंट। By default, right now I have not selected any properties, or sorry, I have not selected any element. That's why the properties is display as a blank. अब मैं यहाँ पे सिलेक्ट ग्रिड को ऑन करके ये ग्रिड को अगर मैं सिलेक्ट कर दूंगा तो ये सब प्रॉपर्टीज उसकी आ जाएगी, राइट। सो दिस इज हाउ इट विल बी हेल्पफुल टू अस। अगर मान लो कि यहाँ से मुझे प्रॉपर्टीज को ऑन ऑफ नहीं करना है और यहाँ से उसको देखना नहीं है, मैंने ये प्रॉपर्टीज को अभी ऑफ कर दिया। अगर मैं ये ग्रिड के ऊपर डबल क्लिक करूंगा, सिलेक्ट ग्रिड को ऑन रख के, then also it will be shows you the properties. So there are two ways to one of the properties. One way is what directly from the side pane, and I think this one is the most preferred way to one of the properties from the side pane. But अगर आपको डायरेक्टली भी प्रॉपर्टीज ओपन करनी है तो किसी भी एलिमेंट के ऊपर आप डबल क्लिक करोगे तो इट विल बी शोज यू द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ दैट एलिमेंट। So now you know how to honor the properties. There are two ways. One way is from the side pane, like this, closing this, opening from the side pane, or double click on the grid. Now, after opening the properties of the grid, what are the options available within that properties of the grid? Let us see one by one. पहला क्या है? Coordinates. This is our coordinate. This is our coordinate. As we know, in Tekla structure, we have two coordinate system, global coordinate system and local coordinate system. Now here you can see, this is my parallel to x. So the labeling in the x direction is this. This is my parallel to y. So this is my y direction, and vertical is obviously your z direction. Okay. So in the properties, first one we have the coordinates. Coordinates we can specify in the x, in the y, in the z. How to specify the coordinate and what are the different ways to specify the coordinate, I will come to that point as well. Next thing, after specifying the coordinate, what the name of the grid that you want to keep, whether you want to keep ABCD, whether you want to keep A, then after A1, A2, A3, then after B, then after B1, B2, B3, B4, then after C, or if you want to keep A, then after A dash, then after B, then after B dash. If the grade is minor, we can give to the minor label. If the grade is major, we can also give the major label. So all that controlled by using the label tool in the x direction, in the y direction, as well as in the z direction. In the z direction, what we are doing, whatever the elevation we are specifying with respect to 0, that elevation we are writing, so that we can able to know that here the elevation is 6000 mm, that is 6 meter, and we are also labeling the plus 6000 like that. Then after we also have the option of relating to the line extension. Line extension में मेरे पास दो option है, right? Left below and right above. Now what is line extension? If I am selecting this grid line, here you can see my line extension left below x, y, z and right above x, y, z. So from this corner to this distance, this is called as an extension. And definitely we will change all this thing, and we will come to know that how that one will be reflected. This is in x direction. Then after right above, this is my right side above. So all that extension is there. This is the origin of the grid, 0, 0, 0, right? X is 0, y is 0, z is 0. If you want to change the origin, you can also change the origin as per our requirement. Next thing is magnetic grid line. Magnetic grid line is what? कि मान लो कि मैंने अभी मैग्नेटिक ग्रिड लाइन को ऑन रखा है, राइट? Right now it is by default it is no, but if I will be make magnetic grid line to the yes, so what is happening in future? If my grid is going to be changed, simultaneously my civil element or civil modeling component will be also changed, or steel modeling component, it is also changed. What that mean by? Let me explain you in detail. मान लो कि मैंने एक कॉलम को मॉडल किया है एट द इंटरसेक्शन ऑफ ग्रिड 3 एंड ग्रिड बी, और यहाँ पर मैंने एक कॉलम को मॉडल किया है। अभी मेरी मैग्नेटिक ग्रिड लाइन अगर मेरी ऑन है, सबको सिलेक्ट करके मैग्नेटिक ग्रिड लाइन मेरी ऑन है, और मैंने ग्रिड नंबर 3 का स्पेसिंग यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक जो है उसको मैंने रिड्यूस कर दिया, तो ग्रिड नंबर 3 यहाँ पे आ गया. So simultaneously my column will be also shifted at here. But due to certain instances or due to some circumstances, if I don't want to lock my model element to the grid, I can keep my magnetic grid line to the no. Then after I have the option of related to the grid color. उसके बाद मेरे पास option है grid color. Here I can specify the color of the grid. Then after I also have the option related to the label font, size and color. So here I can specify the font of the label, font of the color. Here also I have the option related to the parameters, whether I want the parameter yes or no, or organization means I can specify the custom parameter. In the more UDA, U means user, D means define, A means attribute. UDA. In the Tekla, we are most probably discussing about the attributes. Like, let's say if I have modeled something and I want to define that attribute and I want to call that attribute into drawing, I want to call that attribute or information into the schedule as well. So that one will be also possible using the UDAs. UDA means user defined attributes, right? So if I am clicking on user defined attribute, here also I can specify more attributes at here, right? So in the properties of the grid, we have the option related to the coordinates, label, line extension, magnetic grid line, or magnetic grid plane, origin, grid color, label font and size, and parameters. And last but not least, which is UDA, user defined attributes. So select a grid from the properties. Let us see one by one option. First one is the coordinates. Here we have three coordinates x, y, and z coordinates. Okay. So in the x coordinate, what is my first grid? First coordinate or first grid should be located at 0 distance or 0. Second grid is 6000. Let me change second grid to the 4000. So you can see this is my x grid. This is my x direction. So the grid is x grid, and just click on modify or press enter. So as you can see, now you have two grids. One grid is 0 meter, second grid is 4 meter. Now press the space bar so that your next coordinate will be there. Let's say that is 6000, and then press enter. So as we can see, 6000 from which? With respect to B, not with respect to A. Here, whatever the spacing that we are giving or dimensioning that we are giving with respect to the relative methods. Relative method means previous one grid. Okay. So 6000 is what? From B to C, between B to C is 6000. Now similarly space bar, and let's say again 4000. So A, B, C, D. What is the label? A, B, C, D. यहाँ पे मेरे पास चार ग्रिड है, 0, 4 मीटर, 6 मीटर and 4 मीटर. Labels are also 4. A, B, C, D. Let us, I will be add one more grid at a distance of 3500. तो यहाँ पे आप देखोगे तो 3500 पे मेरा ग्रिड तो आ गया, लेकिन यहाँ पे लेबल्स अवेलेबल नहीं है, राइट? So what I can do, after the press the space bar, I can type capital E. Yellow means what? यहाँ पे देखो आप yellow हो गया. Yellow means what? Something has to be changed. Something has changed by the user. So click on enter or press enter or click on modify to update it. Right? Similarly, in the y direction also I can specify the grid. अब यहाँ पे आप कंफ्यूज हो, यहाँ पे 2 into 6000 क्यों लिखा है? Let me explain you this thing in very detail. Let me go one by one. Let me add only one grid, 0 to 6 meter. So this is my 0, that is origin. And from here, this is 6. Okay, that is 6 meter or 6000 mm. Again, I am pressing the space bar. Let's say I am giving the number 6000 again. यहाँ पे आप देखोगे तो मैंने 2 बार 6000 दिया है. So what Tekla will be converted 2 into 6000. Let's say for example, here I am again adding one more 3000 mm. Then again adding the grid 6000 or 6600. Again 6600. So what Tekla will be do? 2 times 6 meter, 3 meter, then 2 times 6600 mm. Right? Like this, it will be giving you the grid. Okay, grids are created, but labeling is not given. Labeling is given only up to 3 numbers. So let's say 4, page 5, page 6, enter. So as you can see, all the labelings are now available. So I hope coordinates in X, Y, labeling in X, Y is clear to you. Now let us we will add the elevation. I will be add the elevation at an distance of 8000. Now remember, this elevation is considered with respect to the zero elevation. So if I am giving the elevation of 8000, so it is not from 6000 to 8000, it is from 0 to 8000, right? So this is the thing that we need to understand. So you might be wondering that we have given the elevation in the z direction, but why we are not able to see? Because right now we are in 3D view. So we need to go to any one of the grid view. So how to go to any one of the grid view? So what we can do? Click on view. So you can click on the view. You can click on the new view. You can click on the along the grid line. Okay. Along the grid line is what? We can create the views along the grid line. So right now, as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grid in X direction. 1, 2, 3 up to 6 grid in Y direction. So we want to create the views along the grid lines. And here we want to use all the grid lines, right? All the grid lines, and naming is there, and just simply click on create. So it will be give you one more dialog box, and here we want to use or go to the any one of the grid. Let's say I want to go to the grid number 1. So grid number 1 में जाके click on this arrow, or you can double click on the grid 1. As you can see right now I'm in grid 1. Click OK, click OK. How to know how many views are open? You can go to the view, you can go to the windows. Right now as you can see 2 views are open. One view 1 is for 3D view, view 2 is for grid 1 view. Okay, so here you can see we have added the level of elevation at a distance of 8000 mm with respect to 0, but we have not given the any labeling for that. So just press the space bar plus 8000 and press the enter. So now you can see at 8000 we have added the grid, right? You can also write like this at 8000, let's say top structure. So TOP, STR, like this, like this. Don't give the space, because after giving the space, it is considering as a next move. So plus 8000 top of structure. So we can write like this, top of structure. Okay, TOP, top of structure. Okay, so top of structure like that we can write 0. Let's say I want to write ground level. So here you can see 0 ground level. Okay, but generally we are specifying 0, then after 3000, then after 6000, then after 8000, which is exactly matches as per the requirement. Just place the enter. Okay, now how to go to the 3D view? Which between one view and the view? You can go to the view, windows, and from here you can switch between grid 1 or 3D view. Let's say this is my 3D view. Again go here. This is my grid 1 view. What is the keyboard shortcut for that? Control tab. Control tab is the shortcut to switch between one view to another view. Now what we can do, we can select the grid. Now after specifying the coordinates and label, now let us we will understand about the extension. So this is my global coordinate system and this is my local coordinate system. So in the with respect to line extension, left and below in the x direction, what is the distance? 2000 mm. That we change to the 5000 center. So can you see this extension in the x direction has been changed to the 5000. I hope you are getting. In the x direction in the right above, let's say I want to use instead of 2000, let's say I want to use again 3000, let's say. So this is my 3000. So here you can see we have two possibilities. This is below, left below, this is right above. Similarly, left below like this. So instead of 2000, let us say I want to use 4000. Center. So this is my 4000. This is above. Let's say above I want to use 6000. So this one is also 6000. Okay. Similarly, if I am using control tab, so this is my 3D view or elevation. This is my elevation view. Now, how to know in which view we are? Here you can see यहाँ पे मैंने click किया है. So view 2, that is view number 2, and what is the name of that view? That is grid 1. So we are in grid 1 view. यहाँ पे मैं mouse रखूंगा और click करूंगा. So it will be shown to the yellow border. Yellow border means current view active. Again to control tab. Now can you see my yellow border has been gone. तो अगर मैं यहाँ पे click करूंगा तो वापस आ जाएगी. View 1 और कौन सा view है? That is 3D view. From here, from the title bar, we can able to know in which view we are, right? So if I am selecting the grid, here you can see 2000. Let's say I want to use 200 only. So as you can see, this grids are now labeling only 200. Let's say here I want to use 6000 or 600. So this is also your 600. So I hope you are clearing with these four options: coordinate, label, extension, in the extension left below and right above. Now we will talk about the origin. So we will go to the window and let's say 3D view. This is my origin. Right now my grid and selecting the grid, we will set to the smaller distance, let's say 500. Here it is also 500. Here it is also 500. And press the enter. Now, right now my grid location or grid origin is what? 000. This is my as per the global coordinate. But let's say my grid is going to start with respect to or reference to let's say 10 meter with reference to 00. So 10,000 in the x direction. As you can see, in the x direction with reference to 000, 10 meter, my grid origin has been shifted. Grid origin is what? First grid. That is 00. What is the label of first grid? A1. So this is my origin, right? Now, let's say in the y direction also I'll go to shift my grid as a, let's say 3000 mm. 3000. So from here you can see from here 10,000, from here 3000. This is my origin of the grid. Okay. If you wish, we can also make the origin of the grid 00. So the both direction we are keeping the x, y, z origin in the 00. As I have told you, magnetic grid line. Magnetic grid line means what? Suppose, say for example, if I model any element on the intersection of grid 5B, and if the origin or location of the 5 number grid has to be changed, my model is also going to be changed. That is magnetic grid line. Right now, as of now, I can keep no magnetic grid line no, but yes, if you want to use magnetic grid line, you can also start it yes. This is my grid color. Let's say clicking on this, and let us say I want to apply any color. So first you pick the random color from here, and then you can pick the exact color and click on modify. So that color will be applied into the grid. This is my font size. Right now my font size is 12 mm. Let's say 25 mm. So as you can see, my font size is little bit larger. And this is my font color. So let's say I want to use my font color to the red. Pre-center. So now as you can see, my font color I have to set to the red. Okay. So this is how you will be modify your standard rectangular grid. We can also able to create the radial grid. Radial grid means angular grid, right? Circular grid. Okay, so let us we will talk about that. So this is the grid which we are getting once we open any new Tekla model. But let's say, for example, I want to create another grid. So what I can do, I can go to the edit, and here there is an option of grid. And here we have three options: create rectangular grid, create radial grid, and add a grid line. Let us see all these options one by one. Before I go to that option, I also want to point it out one more thing. Select the grid, right click, and we can also do the copy. यहाँ से मैं उसको copy भी कर सकता हूँ, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक। अच्छा, अभी कॉपी में एक और चीज है दैट इज वेरी मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट। सिलेक्ट ग्रिड, दैट मीन सिलेक्ट ग्रिड, राइट क्लिक से कॉपी। हाउ टू नो कि आपकी ग्रिड सिलेक्ट हुई कि नहीं हुई है? अभी मेरी ग्रिड सिलेक्शन में है कि नहीं है, मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा, राइट? सो इफ आई एम सेलेक्टिंग द ग्रिड, हियर इट इज रिटन 1 + 0 ऑब्जेक्ट सिलेक्टेड, right? That means one object selected. 1 + 0 means what? One annotation object and 0 model object, like that. Right click, copy. अब जब मैं कॉपी कर रहा हूँ और ये पॉइंट पे क्लिक कर रहा हूँ, here it is showing you O. O means what? Orthogonal. So if I'm just clicking one point and just move mouse here, can you see orthogonal is written? I can also do the copy horizontally or vertically, like that. But if I'm pressing the O key from my keyboard, now my orthogonal is gone. So I cannot be able to see the orthogonal even though I am closer to that orthogonal. Likewise, in AutoCAD, we are using the ortho by using the F8 key in order to draw the line horizontal or vertical. Okay, so same way we can do here by using orthogonal using the keyboard shortcut O. So here I can press the O, and now I can able to see this orthogonal. And just click here so that my grid is copied. If you will be see this option, always click on expand. So what is happening? Your view will be also expand and your work area will be also expand. What is this work area? I will be come to that point in a moment. Then after also I can do the copy on this side and click on expand. Okay. So now right click or double escape. Now you can select the grid and you can also remove the grid. Delete the grid, selected grid. Yes, delete, select, delete, delete, select, delete, and delete. Here you can see after selecting the grid, my label is not deleted. So right click and we can use redraw view. See how to do the right click. When first you click here, first you click on this screen, then you see the येलो बॉर्डर दिखने के बाद आप राइट क्लिक करो और उसको रिट्रीव व्यू करो ताकि वो पूरा का पूरा ग्रिड पूरा का पूरा व्यू अपडेट हो जाएगा. So as you can see, my grid is also deleted and my labels are also deleted. Now I want to create a rectangular grid. So what I can do, I can go to the grid and say create a rectangular grid. So as per my previous setting जो मेरे थे उसके अकॉर्डिंग उसने एक ग्रिड यहाँ पे जनरेट कर दी है. How to update this grid? Use the middle mouse scroll bar of your mouse. So as you can see, just use your scroll bar. So scroll bar को प्रेस करना है एक बार. As you can see, my grid is now updated. इफ आई वांट टू ऐड अ माइनर ग्रिड, अभी मान लो कि बी और सी के बीच में मेरी माइनर ग्रिड है और ये सब मेरी मेजर ग्रिड है, तो माइनर ग्रिड मुझे ऐड करना है। सो गो टू ग्रिड एंड क्लिक ऑन ऐड ग्रिड लाइन। You can select. So just 1 minute. To add the minor grid line, you need to go to the select grid line option. So grid, add grid line, click, and you can click on this midpoint and also only like this. So this is your one minor grid line is created. This arrow is nothing but the cancel or interrupt. You can also do the right click and say interrupt. जैसे हम AutoCAD में एस्केप करते हैं, similarly यहाँ पे right click and interrupt. Here you can see I can select this individual. Now you can able to see the difference between select grid and select grid line. So we will use select grid line and we will use select the grid line and select this minor grid which we have just created, and we can rename it. Let's say B dash. So we can give the name B dash like this. Okay. So this is how you will be use your rectangular grid, and you can also add the grid in between two grids. Now let us we will talk about the radial grid or circular grid or arc grid. So what I can do, I can use select grid, select the entire grid, and that I want to remove the grid. Okay, right click. First you click here, then after right click, interrupt, right click, update the view or update the window. Now go to grid. Let you first click here. Grid, create the radial grid. So as you can see, this is my radial grid is created. Let me open the property to see that option and just press the middle mouse button. टेक्ला में कुछ भी एक्टिविटी आप कर रहे हो उसको अपडेट करने के लिए मिडल माउस बटन को यूज करना है, राइट? So select the grid line, entire grid. As you can see, A, B, C, D, E, entire grid is now selected, and here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Okay. So let us we will select this entire grid. Let us we will see the option radial 5 into 5000. Grid number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the grid are located at a distance of 5000. उसकी जगह पे मैं दे देता हूँ 6000. So as you can see, my grids are located at 6000. मुझे सब इक्वल डिस्टेंस पर नहीं चाहिए. So 0, 2000 space 3000 space again 2000 space again 3000 space again again let's say 4000. So this is my 0, 0 to 2000, then after 2000 to 3000, 3000 to again 2000, 2000 to 3000, and finally 4000. What is the labeling for that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. यहाँ पे मैंने लेबल नंबर 6 भी दिया है, लेकिन वो यहाँ पे क्यों नहीं दिखा रहा है? क्योंकि उसकी ग्रिड ही नहीं है. उसका अगर मैं ग्रिड यहाँ पे जनरेट कर दूंगा 4000 के बाद लेट्स से 3500 एंटर. So as you can see, one more grid is now created. Okay, select the grid. Now angle, we have to specify the angle. So 0 degree, 15 degree. Let us I want to also go 20 degree. So as you can see, grid number C is 20 degree. Then after again 15 degree. So press the enter. Then after again go, I want to go with 60 degree. As you can see, 0 to 15. Then 15 to 20, 20 to 15, and 15 to 60 degree. Okay. And what is the labeling for that angular? A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. Okay. यहाँ पे let's say मैं 30, 30 के दो बना रहा हूँ. So 30 space 30. So it will be automatically take 2 into 30. That you know concept. अभी यहाँ पे एक और चीज है जो हमें उसके ऊपर फोकस करना है. Here we have deleted the previous grid. ओके, और हमने नई ग्रिड बनाई है. तो हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? नए व्यूज भी अपडेट करना पड़ेगा. सो वी कैन गो टू द व्यू एंड हियर वी हैव द ऑप्शन ऑफ व्यू लिस्ट. व्हाट इज शॉर्टकट? कंट्रोल आई. So I can click on view list or I can use control I. Now what I want to do, I want to delete all the views which are right now available. So I can go to grid 1, delete, yes, select all the view, delete, yes. So now only one 3D view is there. Now we want to create a new view along this grid line. So go to new view along the grid line, all, click on create, click on OK, or you can see, let's say grid number A, go to that view, OK, OK. So here, if I'm selecting this grid, now one more elevation I want to add, let's say 9000. So labeling is not given, space plus 9000. So now as you can see, labeling is also given at here. So you can also use Control Tab to switch between one view to another view. You can use Control I to open the view list, and then after you can use that thing for the switching the views. Okay. So in the edit view, we have three options: grid, create rectangular grid, create radial grid, and add the grid line. So this is how you will be use the grid option into the Tekla structure. Now, next we will be see related to the navigation option. So we will meet on the next video.